Hey, what's up? My name is Jonathan Fink, and this is my audiobook series, free on YouTube. Up next, The Pokemon Gods Are Real, Chapter 11, The Cathedrals. Every enduring religion eventually constructs its cathedrals, spaces where belief is not merely practiced, but magnified. Cathedrals are declarations. They are physical manifestations of devotion designed to overwhelm the senses and remind the faithful that their faith is vast, organized, and alive. Pokemon, though born in cardboard and pixels rather than stone and glass, has built its own cathedrals. They do not rise from ancient foundations, yet they inspire the same awe, the same sense of entering somewhere that feels larger than ordinary life. Pokemon's first true cathedrals emerged in Japan. The Pokemon centers in Tokyo, Osaka, and beyond are far from more than retail environments. They function as shrines to an entire universe of imagination. Within their walls, Pokemon is not simply sold, it is celebrated, curated, elevated. Shelves gleam with plush figures, sleeves, binders, and sealed products arranged with almost ceremonial precision. Colors are brighter, sounds are softer. Time itself feels slightly suspended. Visitors do not behave like ordinary shoppers. They linger, they wander, they absorb. Lines form, not with impatience, but anticipation. Exclusive items become objects of pilgrimage, tangible proof of presence within sacred space. To carry something home from a Pokemon Center is not just to purchase merchandise, it is to transport a relic, a physical fragment of an experience that feels charged with meaning. In the West, Pokemon's cathedrals took different form. Rather than permanent structures, they arose through card shows, conventions, tournaments, and grand communal events. These cathedrals are built not of walls, but of people. Their power lies in scale, density, and shared energy. Among them, none stands higher than the Pokemon World Championships. Worlds is not merely competition, it is liturgy performed at global scale. Players arrive from across continents, bearing decks refined through months of preparation. Languages differ, cultures vary, yet within the arena all speak a common tongue of mechanics, probabilities, and strategy. Giant screens illuminate matches with theatrical intensity. Commentators narrate with cadence and authority, their voices rising and falling like ceremonial guides. Crowds respond in waves, gasps, cheers, and collective tension released in bursts of sound. Victory here carries mythic weight. To win is not simply to succeed, but to ascend. Champions are woven into the narrative of the religion, their names repeated, their decks studied, their decisions analyzed like sacred texts. The World Championships transform the game into spectacle, and spectacle into something approaching the divine. Yet Pokemon's cathedrals are not limited to its own institutions. The National Sports Collectors Convention, though encompassing the entire universe of collectibles, has become another towering sanctuary. Here, Pokemon exists alongside baseball, basketball, and the full spectrum of hobby devotion. Its presence within this environment is significant. It signals legitimacy, permanence, and cultural power. The faithful travel vast distances, not merely to transact, but to immerse. Endless aisles stretch outward like corridors of abundance. Glass case displays treasures under brilliant light. Conversations echo continuously with negotiations, stories, debates, and laughter. The sheer concentration of passion generates a distinct atmosphere, one impossible to replicate in isolation. Within such spaces, collectors recognize themselves not as isolated enthusiasts, but as participants in a global phenomenon. Even traditional arenas have briefly transformed into cathedrals. Madison Square Garden, London's O2, convention halls in Los Angeles and beyond, arenas designed for concerts, sports, and entertainment are temporarily claimed by Pokemon's rituals. For a night, their purpose shifts. Spotlights illuminate cards rather than performers. Crowds gather not for music or athletics, but for trading cards and shared belief. The transformation itself carries symbolic power, proof that Pokemon's faith is portable, capable of sanctifying any space large enough to contain its believers. Every collector remembers their first encounter with such magnitude, the visual overload, the hum of thousands of voices, the dizzying abundance of relics, rarities, and possibilities. Sensory saturation blurs into emotion. Excitement mingles with disbelief. One does not simply observe, one feels absorbed into something immense. It feels less like commerce and more like worship. The Cathedrals of Pokemon reveal a central truth about the hobby's endurance. This is not a solitary faith sustained by private ritual alone. It is communal, expansive, and deeply social. Across continents and cultures, believers gather beneath shared symbols, bound not by doctrine or nationality, but by trading cards. And when devotion concentrates at such scale, when belief becomes visible in thousands of faces at once, the presence of the Pokemon gods feels unmistakably close. End of chapter 11. Up next, chapter 12, the pilgrimages. Really appreciate all the support. Hope you're enjoying watching these audiobooks free on YouTube. If you enjoy this episode, please drop a like button. Hit the like button and drop a like. If you really enjoyed it, please subscribe. Thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. God bless.